You could then hit them with an exit offer that says, Labor Day sale ends with a countdown timer to create a sense of urgency.
The biggest names in e-commerce share tricks of the trade, from tools and software to strategies and growth hacks. Learn from the best and take your business to the next level. Now your host, JD Krause.
Hello and welcome to eCommerce in the Trenches. This is JD Krause. I'm excited today to have Erik Christiansen from Justuno on. How's it going, Erik?
Hey, JD.
So you are calling in from where?
San Francisco.
Nice. So I want to jump right in. Justuno, it's kind of a unique name. We began being a client of Justuno's in early 2014. But for those out there who don't know what Justuno is, could you tell us a little bit about Justuno and how it came to be?
Sure. So Justuno is a conversion rate optimization platform, and we work with websites to really focus on three areas, which would be email lead capture, sales conversion, and website messaging. And, Justuno, the name, present day, we could say it's just one platform to do everything on site. Originally, it actually spurred from when we were running our own online retail business. Sierra Snowboard and Backcountry launched Steep and Cheap, one of the first deal sites. So Justuno itself is actually meant originally for just one deal a day. It's actually where the name truly comes from. And we're a team of 15 based out of San Francisco and Austin. We're former retailers ourselves, so it's really ingrained, the culture of retails, whether it's customer service, the realities that, just like the trench warfare of retail, we understand that. So we really build our business and our product around the needs of retailers.
And when you say that you have retail experience, you guys did a lot of business, a lot of revenue.
Yeah, and from 2005 to 10, Travis Logan, my co-founder, and I, we engineered we didn't have, Toby was still selling snowboards himself online. There wasn't Shopify. You couldn't turn a retail business on overnight. So what we ended up doing, we had to build our own infrastructure. And over 5 years, we built it up to process over 20 million in sales in 2009. And we were a global business dealing with everything that you could possibly imagine in retail, but much harder because the tools just weren't there for us. And we also really built it around the snowboard community, which was a social commerce aspect. So we didn't have a marketing budget. We really had to focus in on how to grow the business organically. And we did that through our online forums, through SEO, just product videos, just being the best at what we could do and being most real about it.
Nice. Content marketing focus.
Heavy, very heavy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you launched Justuno, there were, I don't know for sure because I wasn't in e-commerce in 2010, but I know in 2013 there were some big players in the market, big players that did essentially then what you all do now. And they would charge if I remember right, $15,000 a month. And they were more of an agency model, trying to convert that site visitor, trying to grab them, get them engaged on the site. And they were using overlays and all kinds of fancy stuff back then in a more of a done-for-you capacity. And then there's the do-it-yourself at possibly the other end of the spectrum, where there were some competitors. And in the middle, you had kind of the blended offering, right? That they would help you a little bit if you needed some design help. But talk to me about positioning in the marketplace and how you guys decided and where you see yourselves with your current suite of products and what you all do.
Yeah, so, it kind of goes into building a product that we as former retailers would want to use, because the realities of retail is that it's all about cash flow and moving inventory. And, we would wake up, it's, on the road at 7, commuting from San Francisco to Sacramento, work the warehouse, work the store, get back in the car, work on the car home, get home at 10 p.m. and I'd get a text like, we have to flush this inventory. So, we need cash flow. We need to flush this inventory. And we're at such a high rate of growth, we would have to make changes on the fly. And, so we built a tool that any digital marketer can get in and make that change instantly. If they need to change a promotion from 10% off to 15% off to flush some inventory, no different than you'd be able to log in and change the pricing rules for your product. That's in today's world, digital marketers need full control of that. And so the agency model of emailing, waiting a day to get back, scheduling it out to happen, it can be very hard for businesses. With Boulder Bands, can you kind of speak to that sense?
Oh, it's funny when you're saying that. I'm like, I can so feel the pain when we have worked with, especially on the Google Ads side. One of my biggest frustrations is we've had some fantastic partners that really have Google advertising chops, but inevitably they're like, okay, give me your 30-day promotion schedule. And I'm like, do you realize that when I walk in the back door and I get an inventory report and my wife and I, who are co-founders of Boulder Band, when we look around and we go, okay, what time of year is it? What would be a really fun thing to do a promotion around, like tonight? And then we send several 100,000 emails that night, and we need to have everything on site, on Facebook, on Google, everything on point, saying the same thing. And the Google world, unfortunately, in my experience, you just can't do it. And so when you're telling me that the flexibility, how important that is, I couldn't agree more with you, Erik.
So if you go back to November of 2010 is when Travis and I launched Justuno. And it really spurred because, in the early days, Google would actually tell you what keywords visitors were coming in. Now they block it, which is really difficult for digital marketers. We recognize that people that Googled Sears Snowboard coupon code or a variation of that would come back and had a sales conversion rate between 8 and 11%. Mm-hmm. So we learned early on that the value of a coupon and accepting the reality that people are, hitting Apple T, Googling, looking for a coupon code. And that experience with Retail Me Not and all that is just one of the worst experiences ever, anyone who's done it. So we said, first thing we did is we ranked up to the top Google searches for that so that we would at least be able to control what codes are out there and how they manage them. And so that's when I saw the light. I'm like, an 8 to 11% sales conversion rate, something's happening on the cart. And so for me to get a code onto our cart page in 2009 required me to go to a developer, required it to be janky. We couldn't browser test it. It didn't match the website design. But it was cumbersome. When we launched Justuno, you could not mention the word coupon to a retailer. You could not mention pop-up to a retailer. Mm-hmm. And so fast forward to present day, thankfully, discounting is acceptable and pop-ups are acceptable. The thing is, our pop-ups are way more advanced. And so, it's not just a simple pop-up on the homepage. So when we talk about positioning in the marketplace, you have the agency model, and then at the lower end, you have kind of very simple pop-ups that allow you to do first page and maybe a little branding, but not much. Where we sit in the middle is a design canvas that allows a digital marketer to come in and replicate a branded design that their design team has done, or a small shop that can come on using our setup wizard that has themes ready to go that they can just kind of swap their logo if they like or change the color. So sitting in the middle, we're able to provide the flexibility for the enterprise grade. And then also the digital marketer wants to get in, take control of everything in real time. And then the smaller shop that wants to grow and progress. So we love when people say we're doing this, but we want to be able to do this, or this. That's where we kind of positioned ourselves.
And you have the technology backbone to be able to fire your overlays and things on site quickly and seamlessly, which is critical. I mean, the really basic, really inexpensive, not that y'all are super expensive, but the really cheap, I guess I would say, pop-up providers out there. There's a lag when you're exiting the page. The ability to do different things on mobile versus desktop isn't there, and the functionality that Justuno has, is really robust. Plus the speed of it, which in today's day and age is critical. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I think the mobile comment is one of the most speaks to us as former retailers, because we recognize that the mobile experience is different than the desktop experience, and you can't just do a simple. You can't expect a desktop promotion to shrink down to a mobile and for it to work correctly.
Right.
So what we did, I don't know, maybe it was like 2 years ago. Time flies. 2 years ago, we said, look, when someone creates a promotion, we will not allow them. We're going to have them create a desktop and tablet and then a mobile one, because responsiveness does not work down to mobile. Mm-hmm. Even like language, you copy it. You don't click on, click to submit. You don't do that on mobile. You tap to submit. Mm-hmm. So, that's one area that, just as an example, we're constantly innovating. We love building things, and you have to, in this space, you have to always be thinking about how people are interacting on the websites and the different devices, and how to really engage with them.
And I think that leads me into the next question that I had for you. There's a lot of tools out there right now that do some or a lot of the things that Justuno does. How do you stand out? And not necessarily you as a company, but customers are smart, right? Or they're dumb. I mean, I don't know but we get numb to things as buyers, as visitors to websites. And any retailer worth their salt has got some type of overlay, some pop-up, something that slides over. How do you capture that visitor's attention and engage them long enough to get them to share a good email address? And how do you do that? I mean, is it design? Is it a cool functionality like, the spin to win concept is really hot right now, I think? Is it the strength of the offer? Or is it something else, Erik? What are your thoughts on that?
So we're talking about kind of pure conversion rate optimization. It sounds like, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's really...
Yeah.
It's all that matters.
Yeah, it's like, so versus why would a retailer want to do business with us? It's more of why would a shopper want to engage with a pop-up? And in that regard, we have this, it's so exciting. I'm really excited because after 7 years, we actually are pulling data from our entire platform, all of our users, from, the 20 million impressions like a day we're doing, whatever it is. What I can tell you is I just pulled this report this morning and we're going to be presenting it. The number one performing promotion across our entire platform is, would you like free shipping today?
Wow.
And if you think about it, I just shared this with my entire team this morning, because if you think about it, what is the number one reason people don't check out on their shopping cart page?
Yeah, because of shipping.
It's shipping. And that's why Amazon is crushing it, right? It's gonna get to you like the next day. So what I can tell you is, if you do anything today, it's look at your shipping. Like with Boulder Bands, what's your shipping policy? Is it free? Is it
Free over 75. It depends on what promo we're running. But it's, every day it's $3.89.
Yeah. So, what if you experimented, if you look at marketing dollars, if you look at the cost of shipping, is that going to be what percentage of your sales? So you don't have to offer 10% off or 15% off if shipping is 5% of your order. To the shopper, the shipping, there's more value attributed to free shipping versus 5% off maybe, or even expedited shipping. So if you analyze the visitor and recognize it's the number one reason they're not checking out, let's plug that hole first. And so it makes sense that is the number one sales converting promotion running on our platform today.
And do you have that firing on the cart? Where are you firing that?
I have to pull up their segmentation to check. I literally just saw this report this morning.
That's so cool that you can pull all that data and aggregate it and compare it.
Yeah, so that's, you talk about, and that's our job of content and educating the marketplace of how to be successful, because anyone can turn a pop-up on, but, you ask what should we be doing beyond just a simple pop-up? So what are the other highly engaging ones? The aisle surfboards, they do a stand-up paddle giveaway. So, if we look at marketing and your budget spend, you're spending all this money to drive traffic in either through Google AdWords or Facebook. That visitor that's coming in, they've shown interest in your brand, and you've paid for them to come to your website, but they have the highest bounce rate and the lowest sales conversion rate. So what we want to do is capture an email from that visitor to be able to retarget them for free, mind you, through your ESP, and to bring them back. What's highly engaging? It is the giveaway. It's a product which has high perceived value, but lowest cost to you as a retailer, because Boulder Bands, you manufacture your product, so your margins, and you sell direct, so you have higher margins than your typical retailer, and so that product costs you that much less, so you can afford to give away your product. Not afford, but the marketing dollars to get your best value out of it. And since I'm already displayed interest in headbands, I'll sign up for a free giveaway. So is that, I could keep rambling or.
No, that's cool. So I think that you answered it. I asked, is it design? Is it a cool functionality like a spin to win, a percentage off, free shipping on that? Is it the offer? And of course, for our business, I'm very biased. It's always the offer. I mean, it just seems like it's always the offer. Free shipping trumps a giveaway probably in the prospect's mind because it's more immediate. They get the benefit of that. They get the value of it immediately versus having to wait to see if they won. Giveaways are great, and we've done we've had good success with giveaways. However, in our experience, and it's a gut kind of a thing, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, but I think that it can actually postpone a purchase decision, which is interesting, psychologically. People can be like, well, how that there's some stuff that I've read, the psychology of if you get somebody to complete an open loop, which filling out a form and, doing a giveaway, entering a giveaway, they can almost like mentally check that off and say, well, I'm done. Even though giveaways are great and they're valuable and you get that lead, I've often wondered, does it really delay that purchase event? What are your thoughts around that?
So, visitor segmentation is a important aspect of that in terms of gift cards. They sound great, but guess what? If you sign up to win a gift card, well, I'm going to wait to see if I win before I make this purchase. So you have that aspect going on. The second with segmentation is, and this goes towards the cynics of pop-ups, saying, "Oh, I don't want to screw up the user experience. I hate them." Retailers are notorious for thinking single-minded. They go to their website every day, multiple times a day. So they have a hard time stepping back from their business. Mm-hmm. My response is, okay, let's do this. Let's not do anything. But anyone who's added an item to their shopping cart and is about to leave your website as a critical and most strategic time to try to close that sale or capture an email. Because you understand what they're doing. You haven't sold them. When you walk into a brick and mortar, when you walk into a retail store, you have a sales associate that will approach you. They try to help you. How are you doing today? Anything you're looking for? They help walk you through the shopping experience. They work to close the deal. And what we, as an online retailer, you really have to think about, how are you working your floor? And that's where Justuno comes in.
Very cool. So talk a little bit more about segmentation. What do you see really successful retailers doing right now in handling a returning customer versus a first-time visitor, or a second or third-time visitor possibly, but they haven't converted yet? How do you get smart about handling those different types of visitors?
Yeah, that's a really important question, because if you look at your traffic, and this is, KPIs, like, first thing I like to ask customers is, what's your new visitor versus repeat visitor? And right there, you can then break apart your strategy. And, with a repeat visitor, okay, well, where are they coming from? And email marketing is back. It's so powerful. It's such it's phenomenal, marketing channel. So now that we're looking at email marketing, what we're doing now is working to create a unified marketing campaign from off-site to on-site. So, upcoming holidays, we have Labor Day coming up. So, or, back to school, you're sending right now, depending when this podcast airs, whatever that current holiday is, you're going to be crafting this beautifully designed email probably. You're going to be sitting down figuring out what the marketing message is going to be. You're probably going to have a promotion in there, maybe even a coupon code. So you're going to blast out that email. Think about what happens when that visitor clicks that email. Because no one has time to build a landing page for emails. You're probably sending them to a category or to your homepage. So what we're saying is, okay, great. Let's take that same email marketing message and replicate it using a banner at the top of your website or bottom of the website, and reinforce that marketing message on site.
It's one of the basic tenets of marketing, right? It's staying relevant and consistent. It's keeping everything tight so that what they see in the email is what they see on site, is what they see at the checkout. And it just, all of the internal checkboxes in the customer is going, yep. There's nothing that's out of alignment. Is that right?
Correct. And you could take it even one step further, where, let's just say you're offering 10% off, Labor Day sale. They click through, they see the reinforced Labor Day sale, they see the coupon code, they can click to apply it or copy it. And then let's say they actually add an item to the cart, they go to checkout, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, you know what, this isn't good enough for me. I'm going to leave the website because I'm not sold yet. You could then hit them with an exit offer that says, Labor Day sale ends with a countdown timer to create a sense of urgency. Our very, very best special is get an extra 5% off for 15% off today only. Mm-hmm. So it's the stepped discount to really close the deal. And that's only people viewing it that are leaving your website. So you have that kind of aspect going.
It's cool. Let's get a little geeky. What happens after Justuno captures a lead?
So we've integrated with pretty much every ESP on the market, along with data platforms such as Segment. What we do is we allow you to add in the web forms from, let's just say, MailChimp. We actually built it so you can log directly into your MailChimp, search through your account, select any pre-built list, and then it just adds it in. So if you're whatever forms you've built, multiple fields, it just throws it onto the pop-up on the design canvas. So whatever information you're capturing and hidden fields, we pass right back through to the ESP. So you can really start, your email lists are super smart.
So Erik, what does the future look like for Justuno and maybe just e-commerce in general? Like you're on the front lines, you're converting visitors, you're helping e-commerce stores get to the dollar, try to maximize their return on how much it costs to get a visitor to their site and turn those visitors into dollars. What does the future look like? And I know that that's a tricky question, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Like real world examples, right? So I bought Hydro Flask pint glasses for our office here in San Francisco, and I wanted to support them directly. So I went to hydroflask.com. I shopped their website. I bought the pint glasses, and I bought them on a Monday. And by Friday, I was like, where are our mugs? And so I thought I remember seeing an email. Forgot about it. Monday, I came to my office. They weren't there. And I was like, didn't I get a confirmation email? And I pulled it up. There was a shipping confirmation email. And the shipping confirmation email had my tracking number, but didn't have a link to track it. It was unavailable. So I just copied it and guessed it was FedEx. And I went to FedEx and it said it was going to be delivered Thursday.
Oh, wow.
I ordered this on a Monday, and here I'm on the next Monday. It's not going to get to me till Thursday. So what am I learning from that? Or what is a brand learning from that? What we're learning is that brands are great at making product and marketing that product. They are not retailers. And in order to compete with Amazon, we have to look at our business. And, this is just one example, and this example carries on across the board. Next time, am I going to order from Hydro Flask? No, I'm going to order from Amazon, right? Because I want it the next day or whatever, or I'm going to go to the local store. I'm actually, honest truth, after this podcast, I'm driving down to Sports Basement and buying more cups from there because I don't want to deal with their online experience.
And that's horrible.
But they're not online retailers, right? They have to learn that. And, it's our job to help them understand retail, because retail's brutal. It's not easy. And it's great that e-commerce is so, it's only 9% of the global retail market, growing at 22%. We have a lot of room for growth, and Amazon isn't going to own it. That's why I love the pure play brands like Boulder Bands, like Hydro Flask, like Chubbies. All these brands, Movement Watches, they can beat Amazon because they manufacture and own their own product. But they really have to make sure they understand the online consumer, and they don't. Brands, let me rephrase that. They're doing great jobs, but there's so much more to learn. And, my goal for Justuno is to provide them a tool. When they log in, we're educating them, just like when you log in your Google AdWords, you look at, your campaigns, you look at how many impressions you got, how many clicks, and how many sales. That's where we're going with Justuno. It's like, we want you logging in to have your KPIs. We want you thinking about how many emails did I capture from my new visitors? What percentage of that, do we engage with? Of our visitors, which segment has the highest sales conversion rate? Really understanding that on-site visitor and converting them either into an email or a sale. Because we'll sit in meetings with a team of 8 digital marketers, and the exact quote was like, we're talking about email lead capture and the different campaigns. I go, okay, can we talk about cart abandonment in your shopping cart page? And every digital marketer looked at me and straight face said, oh, that's the product team.
Yeah.
We were talking about the unified experience. The digital marketer needs to own from lead generation, creation, all the way through the funnel to sales conversion. So you need these teams working together.
Well, and as a business owner, understanding also that the customer experience in your example, like how much time did you have to wait to get your Hydro Flask? And that's going to impact, it's the human side of the business that impacts you returning to their website and having a direct connection to them. It impacts when you see an email from them in your inbox, whether or not you're going to engage with them, because it's the whole customer experience. And other than speed, which Amazon kicks all of our butts, because they can do it typically faster and much less expensive because they negotiate these ridiculous rates with the USPS and get them to deliver on Sundays, which is good on them. Good job, Jeff. But we can beat them with the user experience, timely delivered emails, purchase confirmation emails that has a really nice video from the founders that's heartfelt. And you get me on my soapbox because...
Oh my God, no. After this podcast, I'm going to send you a video we created back in like 07 or 08. We created a video in the order confirmation. We included the video, and it was Jared showing the user exactly what would happen. Their order would print, it'd go on the cart, it'd go in the warehouse, get pulled, and we would ship same day. If you were within 300 miles of Sacramento, you got it the next day.
Wow. And that 07, that was revolutionary. You guys were cutting edge.
Well, and that's how you're going to win today. You can't half-ass online retail. You absolutely have to just go to war. You have to be the best. And that's what Jeff Bezos does, is they are the best. So how do you be better than them? It's like, and also that you mentioned, your first time orders, confirmation emails. Look at your percent of second time orders. It was like 80% of customers only shop once with a brand, or like a website. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Get these metrics and let's push them up by 10%. Let's increase these numbers and figure out why and how. We had it easier because we were in snowboarding. People are passionate about it. Products are reinvented every year, but it wasn't just that. It's like we knew that to compete with Backcountry, Burton, Zappos was even in it. We actually went and toured Zappos when they were early. With them, they did the Nordstrom's model where it's customer service. Then you got to make sure you have the product. We had our problems. We sold into the negatives. Whenever we did have a problem, the Sorry 10 was the best promo code ever. We're so sorry. Here's an extra 10% off your already discounted product. We would take care of them. Yeah. And, you mentioned shipping. We would always pit UPS and FedEx up against each other. You can negotiate those contracts every 6 months.
Yeah.
And then, your packaging, getting your cost, it's all about getting your costs down and efficiencies. Fortunate to us, we were able to we would go up, look at inefficiencies, and code it into the system. And we became a paperless operation because it was fast enough. And people would even be able to log in and see where their order was in the process. It's like, you need transparency in your business. Because, people just want to know, did they get my order? Is it shipping? Where is it? And
and it saves a phone call, right? And that saves you from having to have somebody on the phone, or another 3 people, or another 5 people, or another 5 people on chat, because it's there, it's transparent. I love it.
That brings up people ask me well, what tips do you have? It's like, when I got that order, I wondered, has anyone at Hydro Flask ordered from their website recently? It's like, as an e-commerce manager, director, or business owner, once a month, you need to take out your credit card and purchase from your website.
Yes.
If not,
love it.
And do it blindly. Don't let anyone know it's you, because if the internal staff knows, if it depends on your size of your operation. And just take note of that entire process. And that's how you figure it out, right?
That's right. Erik, this has been awesome. I hope we get together get together. That's a mouthful. When you come to Austin soon, now that I'm not too far away from there, tell me where people can go to. You got some amazing resources, some videos you were telling me that you all have put together and are putting together more. Where would you point people?
So our blog is our greatest probably source for finding that stuff. Just blog.justuno.com. Grant Thomas does a great job curating all of our content. And the email example I mentioned, that video is definitely up there. And it kind of shows how to actually set it up and the reality of how to do it, which is actually pretty easy. Nice. Yeah, I'd say our blog's best spot.
Very cool. Is there any parting thoughts or words of wisdom that you have for all of us online retailers?
We're in retail, so we're seasonal and holiday. So the holidays are such a fantastic option to run your own on-site promotions. So it's like creating a sense of urgency. So just like when you walk through a mall and they have every window has their new banners in their window for their holiday sale, do the same for your website. Create a reason for people to purchase. Oh, it's Labor Day sale. It's probably the best deal. There's a reason to purchase it. That's one thing we always love to remind people. The other would be, think about your new visitors and all the missed opportunity to capture emails from those visitors.
Very cool. Well, my friend, thank you for your time. It's great to chat with you about how to convert visitors into dollars. That's fresh on everybody's mind right now. And with the rising costs of marketing on Facebook and other platforms out there, it's timely. It's as important or more important now than it has ever been to effectively convert those visitors into buyers. So I appreciate your time, Erik, and I look forward to connecting with you again really soon.
Cool, JD. Well, thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to E-Commerce in the Trenches, brought to you by Unific. Visit unific.com to start turning your receipts into revenue through highly segmented order confirmation campaigns and more.